Greetings, welcome everyone to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. I am your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game veteran enthusiast player. There's a term, I'll get to that someday, I'll figure it out. But anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me. So while this is live, this is actually pre-recorded. I'm actually busy with some stuff the morning that I would normally go live, so I decided to record something a little earlier. Not later, because that would be impossible unless time travel was real, but that's not the point. So, what can we talk about? What have I played since the last time we talked, but before the morning you would be watching this, that I would be recording this? Isn't that confusing? Actually, I was playing some more of the SNK vs. Capcom, or SVC Chaos. That's so fun. It's like the best of like the 2D fighting games, what I like, because it has the Street Fighter characters, but it has the more SNK style, which I feel like the animation helps pulling off moves just feel really good because their pixel art animation is amazing. But then you have the Street Fighter characters, so I'm doing that with those characters. In fact, using Guile, he's pretty hard. I was able to beat it all without having to use up all my credits because the game is super hard and you don't have unlimited credits. So I was able to beat it with Guile, and I didn't use any of his like specials because I could not pull them off. What I usually do in fighting games, what I'm kind of doing with SCV Chaos is I will pick characters that I know at first and I know their moves and I'll use them. Then I'll start using other characters, but then I don't really look up the moves first. First I try to feel them out, how they play, and sometimes I'll kind of develop, oh, this is more of a kick or a foot working sort of character, or this character tends to have more range. And then I'll start looking up the moves because then I'm in that headspace where I kind of understand how to use them baseline. And I guess that's part of what's so fun about playing this fighting game. Like, I've finally kind of gone back and figured out what it is I like about fighting games, and it's when you're playing and you're really trying to figure out how to overcome whatever you're facing. So like when I was playing the recent Street Fighter 6 demo, I didn't feel like it almost like it just presented me with, here's this rock, paper, scissors, even though it's not that, but you know, like slowly getting me into the groove of the game. SCV Chaos or SVC Chaos is like so hard right up from the start. Anyway, what else are we going to talk about? Man, excuse me. So, let me share my screen. So this is, and let me make sure the mic is still going. Yeah, it is. I've messed that up before. This is a Tremors game. Tremors, the game, and it's already out and you can play it. I started up, I didn't get too far in it, but it's on itch.io. Now, when you download it, you can donate, you know, a cost, so it's not like you have to pay $40 and you don't know what you're going to get out of this. But there's a lot of interesting things going on here that I want to talk about. Let me get a better view. Okay, so first of all, I don't remember if they said what engine this is in. Could be Unity, could be Unreal. You know, just looking at it, it already looks cool enough. And then in fact, the other part of it is how it's structured like it was in the movie. You know, from my generation, my age range, Tremors was awesome. Loved Tremors 2, in fact, and I've seen the rest. They're not all good. But the first one especially is just a classic. And so for me, I love playing games that like let me be in the world that looks like what I know of it. And this is doing that pretty well. So the other thing I find interesting is that I would say that without all the effects, layers of effects, there's some chromatic aberration. You could see, if you look at the swing set here, you see that the chromatic aberration's like really strong on the sides. I think there's probably like a slight fish lens, if not just the way then I guess the aggressiveness of that, the color chromatic aberrations over on the like left and right. And along with that, there's a bit of, it looks like some like video grain on top of it. There's a lot going on for what they're trying to do, and I really appreciate this, is they're trying to make it look like make it look realistic, make it look like what you would have seen in the movie without having to have like super high-end graphics. You just have the right effects and filters on top to really, pull that off. So it's really cool, just this recreation where if someone's a huge fan of Tremors, they could just load up into this and they're in that town. I mean, I love this sort of thing, like you're in the world and everything. All right, yeah, getting into the Jeep to pull out. Now we're not going to spend the entire time there. Let me actually fast forward a little bit. And so I haven't played too much of this. I really just started it, looked around, was like, oh, wow, I need to talk about it. So I really don't know, like, for this itch.io game that's super cheap, how much does it feel like a full game, and maybe more full than some games on Steam? Okay, and then it just made me think maybe it's a license issue, like someone made this and it's not really licensed. So although they're charging for it on itch.io. Yeah, so I'm just super confused now. So anyway, and then that earlier, I bet, was that geologist lady I think we saw just a second ago he was talking to, right? Or is... It looks like it. Yeah, because of how she's dressed and everything. Okay, a little cutscene. So, like, for a game being released on itch.io, it's like I'm really curious what... Because I was saying what we saw just there looked really good and cinematic for like a game to have for like the cutscene. Yeah, so you can see in the distance, like there's the dirt cloud, the dust of the graboid that is coming. And then, yeah, you can see as your character, Kevin Bacon, you can just, go to other rocks. I mean, that seems like a good game mechanic in itself, where there's an enemy that can get you if you're on the ground. And by making noises, and, you could get it to run after you so you didn't have to hide somewhere. So, like, already there's a cool game mechanic here. Let's see if there's something more interesting, because I hadn't really gone through this whole thing. Oh, that's neat. Finding some blood. And it's funny, because I wonder how much this is actually recreating specific scenes from the movie, or how much of it's just kind of like a free-form version. I really want to see a graboid. Like, as cool as that is, it would be neat if, like, you never really see them, because, kind of like how it was in the movie, it wasn't until a little later, but even then, I feel like if you see one, you're already dead. Oh, here we go. I think I just saw, let's look at this. So I guess, oh, that's very cool. Yeah, they have, I mean, that looks just like it. Well done. It would be nice to see, and it was probably hard to do that, like, when that Lara Croft game, how it was all about when she died, it would be really graphic and violent. If they, like, did something like that here, where the graboid, like, maybe one of its tongue things, like, sticks in you, pulls you up, and then it comes up to chomp you in half. Something fun like that. Anyway, isn't this so cool? Isn't it so cool that someone made this, and it's, yeah, it's not even like official or anything. I mean, this is the type of stuff, like, that's awesome about the game engines that are out, where you can do so much, Yeah, it's very cool. All right, let's move on to some news. Okay, this got my attention. Well, first of all, what's in the Stormgate Early Access packs? Answered. Is Stormgate free to play? Answered. When is the Stormgate release date? Answered. Doesn't that bother you? It's like, bitch, just put it in the title, yes or no. No, I'm joking. It's like 3 different articles. Like, oh my god. Stormgate, what is this? It's supposed to be like the next iteration of StarCraft, pretty much. I'm excited about it. There's the Tempest. I think it has a full name, and I forgot. The Command & Conquer like that should be coming out anytime soon. And this is that StarCraft like, which I'm very excited for. Interesting. With titles such as Company of Heroes and Command & Conquer falling by the wayside, it's time for the new kid on the block. So that's just so weird, because they have fallen by the wayside, and it's the fault of these companies. Like that Company of Heroes 3, you know what? To be honest, I don't know about that. I haven't played that. I I actually just played 2 last year. That was funny. Yeah, last summer. Last summer was fun playing Company Heroes 2. I went so long without playing it, and because I love Company Heroes. It's one of the games I have the most time in, the original. And then 2, I think when I played it originally, I was like, yeah, I've done this. And it had been long enough that by the time I went to go try 2 again last summer, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in on this. And so 3 would be up next, but I wanted to kind of give myself a little palate cleanse because we have that. What is that game called? It's going to bother me if I don't look it up, but I have a video on my Tempest Rising. There's a video on my channel of me playing Tempest Rising. It still just says coming soon, not even sometime in 2024. Oh, wait a minute. New demo? Hold on. So let me, oh, is it opening it up here? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Let me move this over here. So I was just looking at this now until July 22nd. Oh my God. I didn't know there was another demo and I missed out on it. See how weird it is? Like how I feel like I'm so tapped in and tuned into like the video game sphere that there's just so many games. It's just hard to, like, who knew about this Tremors game? I happened to stumble upon it, but I didn't stumble upon the new demo for Tempest Rising because I'm so into RTS games, because I'm talking about another RTS game that there's just so much out there. Anyway, let's okay, there's okay, so apparently right now you can buy it. Okay, hold on, there's a caveat to Stormgate release date. However, it launches July 30th on Steam exclusively, but you must purchase an early access pack, a supported pack that includes all the game's previewed period, running from July 30th to August 12th. So I might have brought this up in a previous episode, but I saw, wow, what an ad. Very weird that that's targeting for me. I mean, I am married. But anyway, it's not that time of month. So anyway, with Stormgate, it's like, it was out for early access, so I was thinking, I'm not going to buy it because I don't like the early access, especially in RTS. But then they have like packs that they're selling too, and so I don't know where it's at. This is one of those games where I'd have to read the discussions in Steam in order to get a feel from everybody of like how it is, because I don't know. The game features an extensive evolving single-player campaign, a 3-player cooperative mode against AI opponents, and a competitive 1v1 mode for those who want to relive the StarCraft 2 days online. You know what? I need to just check it out. I might do that this weekend, actually, because this is just the thing I do. Like, I was playing the RTS Tactical Warfare, which was excellent. All right, let's see what other interesting news. EA cancels unpopular Apex Legends Battle Pass change following outcry. Remember that? We were talking about how they changed the Battle Pass to seem like it's simplistic, but it actually ended up costing more over the end by kind of like dividing up the things in chunks. People complained. They went back. I guess it was like, look, it's not making as much money. How could we make it more money? And it's like, well, I don't think it's not making as much money because you aren't making the things more expensive. It's because there's a reason people aren't wanting to keep playing. So they changed it back. That's so interesting. Uh-oh, the dog is barking. Probably hears something. Okay, here's something. Concord won't have a battle pass. Free post-launch content teased. So I wonder if them sort of... Hey, Daisy. Daisy. What's going on? I think there was a delivery. So the Concord's $40, and already people aren't too crazy about it. So by them kind of marketing the idea that there's going to be free post-launch content and there's no battle pass, it's like, okay, I can play this game, not have to like pay all the time. But then what keeps it going? Like, they can make free post-launch content, but then look at games that are live service games and then games that are not live service games. And it's weird to see like a live service game is something that people can continually put money into. If something's not live service, so they're not continuing putting money in it, how did they ever survive in the first place? That's why I think all these It's really, again, like the EA thing. It's about how to get as much money as possible, like how to get more. It's like, oh, well, let's just try to get more money. Not that we need to. That's exactly what happened to Apex Legends, and this is what Concord is trying. And I just don't think it's gonna work. But that's for a different reason. I think it's because Concord is playing off as a free-to-play game, but you got to pay for it. And it's not gonna have a battle pass. People play those free-to-play live service games because of the battle pass. Anyway, very interesting. Interesting. So now under Microsoft, we hear about all of these developers unionizing, which I can't say I have an opinion one way or the other of what's good, what's bad, because if it was good, why wasn't it there before? And if it's bad, why do it? You know, it's one of those things. But the optics are this is a good thing, and we're hearing from the studios that are now under Microsoft, a lot of unionizing is going on. Like, Microsoft has so many developers now, I wonder if it's like a case of how much of it is optics, but how much of it really is, you know what? It won't really affect our bottom line if developers unionize, and if that makes them happier and we do, I mean, it could be that. It could be that this is really a strategy to make money, because that's the goal. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Respawn U-turns on Battle Pass. Yeah, there's that. Is that really Respawn or is that EA? I mean, seriously, I don't even think Respawn. I think Respawn had to come up with a Battle Pass in the first place when EA was like, well, if you're gonna make a free-to-play game, you know. Ooh, new Star Wars Outlaws gameplay leaked online. Sort of interested. I actually already took the day off. It's my birthday when this game comes out. Actually, I took even the 2 days leading up to that so I can prepare by playing it early, because there's probably going to be a way to play it early, I think, on like Ubi Connect or whatever. And then the Gundam Breaker 4, because I'll play that, because that'll be a fun one to chill and play. Let's see. CrowdStrike apologizes with a $10 gift card. Very interesting. You know, I work in this field, kind of like with security. Luckily, I didn't have to deal directly with this because I'm not as super technical as some of the people like that are actually doing this CrowdStrike integration stuff. But I don't know how it's necessarily related to games. It's like related to everything. But it's SEO because that's what's being talked about. A Borderlands movie gets final trailer ahead of release. You know what? I'm interested in this, especially if it seems like it's something as a family it would be fun to watch. Like, I could see my wife wanting to see this just because of how it seems to have some goofy humor and some pretty cool visuals. Also, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and she's like really cool. She has a cool presence about her when she's in something. So, oh yeah, and isn't Jack Black voicing Claptrap? Wait a minute, that's a thing. Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap. Is that? Let me search this. Hold on. Jack Black Claptrap. Is it true? The only reason is because those set of words in the English language together just throw off my creative juices. Jack Black Claptrap. That needs to be in a rap. Do I do that rap? I know how to make beats. That's not anything related to what we're talking about, is it? Back to this, August 9th. Actually, that's really soon. Hopefully it does well. You know what? I liked the first Borderlands. I even played through the second. Got tired of it. And also Gearbox. I know it's not like all the developers are directly related to it, but what they did to Aliens Colonial Marines, one of the greatest travesties of all time in the video game industry after the Dreamcast failure. So I really think I would say those are the top two. It's Sega shutting down the Dreamcast, and then how Gearbox treated Aliens Colonial Marines. I wonder if there was like a top 5 Mount Rushmore of video game fuck-ups. What else? And not just fuck-ups, but just like, oh my God, no, we're not going to get this or that anymore, you know? Like Konami letting Koji Igarashi go. Look how popular Metroidvanias are right now. That would be so funny if the next Castlevania game is actually made by his team. And it could be. We haven't heard anything yet. There's a rumored Castlevania game in the making, although the one that came out in 2019, wasn't. There was one in 2019. It wasn't a proper Metroidvania, though. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but I'm good at that. You got to lean into what you're good at. Let's see. Call of Duty Season 5 launches as Modern Warfare 3 joins Game Pass. I feel like this is a celebratory moment in gaming, in my opinion. Like, for me, Call of Duty does not sort of define what video gaming is for me, but it does for an aspect of it, the kind of fun, chill, relaxed multiplayer, go in there, just core, mechanically sound fun. And like how you can mention it to nearly anyone knows what Call of Duty is. And it's on Game Pass, which I think is a revolutionary thing, and I really enjoy it and like it. I don't know how that's going to change when the prices go up, but yeah, that's weird. It's weird. It's not like I play Game Pass all the time, but if I was to add up all the games in a year I'd play, it would come out to or way more than the cost I'm paying for Game Pass. I mean, it's still at that point. Definitely true for movies in TV shows, because recently I've been buying some Blu-rays. I went and bought nearly the whole Gundam UC collection on Blu-ray. That was a lot of money. And then recently I got like Castlevania, Gunbuster, The Flash. Like, I get things that are like on 4K if I can to watch like on my living room TV. Let's see what else. Skibidi Toilet movie and TV show are in the works. So this is a sensation raised. Like, this shows my age. If it wasn't for having kids, well, actually, I don't know if this is true. Hold on. I was gonna say, if it wasn't for having kids, I would not know this existed. But if I didn't have kids, would I still be in a more like super online and connected space socially then I would know about this, like a big kid? Is that how it works? And then when you get kids, you don't have time to do all that stuff, so you start maturing and then growing out of the stuff. But no, I didn't grow out of much. In fact, I got this today. It's a die-cast Batmobile. Yeah, from 1989. Yeah, I mean, it even has suspension. I mean, this thing, it's all decorated in there. I mean, I know that we didn't come here for a Batmobile tour, but making a point. I gotta tell my son that. But it's funny because even now they're like over this. That was funny for a little bit. It's already over. Okay, what time is it? I still got some more time. Let's see if there's anything. Twitch update sexual harassment policy and moderation tools. Sounds like a good move. Let's see. Oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator receives biggest world update yet. I mean, was that now, or was that over the weekend when it took me 2 hours to download this over 100 gigabyte update when I loaded the game? I downloaded the game. It was quick. I loaded it up to play with my MetaQuest 3, and then all of a sudden it's like, update. Don't tell me this is like another update. But I guess what's the idea with this is world update. Is that 15, 16, 17? With the game returning to the United Kingdom and Ireland. Oh, that's neat. Very cool. This is neat. I think one thing that we're getting closer to with, I guess, when it comes to playing VR is really how much easier it is now to get into a game. Whereas I remember even with the PSVR, there was like all this stuff I had to like connect, put together, get it set up. It's like, I don't want to do that. And Quest 3 is getting close, because I was just thinking, with I have my Quest 3 headset over there. This automatically just is detected by Flight Simulator, and I'm playing. It just doesn't look as good because I'm streaming the game to the headset. If I was doing it natively, I wonder how much different that would look. And actually, I didn't even tweak the video settings, but then I wonder if by tweaking the video settings, how that would affect then it streaming to the VR. It's a lot of work I don't want to deal with. All right, let's see. Anything else? Google Play introduces its own Game Pass-like subscription service. Hasn't that been around already for a while? I'm pretty sure it has been. And it looks pretty compelling. There's a lot of cool games on there. And just, what? Yeah, I think they realized this was an old article, and so that's why it doesn't link there anymore, because they already have that. We know, bro. No, I'm just being weird. Okay, I think we're getting some news I talked about earlier today, so that might be it for this episode. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy reportedly hits Game Pass on August 8th. That is cool. I think I already have that on the PlayStation, but I really want to properly play through them all. I've only played a little of each, actually. I mean, it's always like that with these games, especially back when they were coming out. Like that time, late 90s. Yeah, late 90s on. Once 3D hit, I think after the N6... Okay. Yeah, maybe by the time we get to Dreamcast and PS2 and Xbox, too many games to play. So there was like stuff on PlayStation I never got to. What's a game I got too late? I don't think I played Castlevania in 1996 or 7 or Symphony of the Night when it came out in 97. I think I played it later. It's just sometimes I have visions of me playing it in my apartment, but sometimes I have visions of me playing it in my bedroom when I lived with my parents. But I didn't have a PlayStation, but I borrowed a PlayStation. Maybe that's how it is. I don't know. Why am I talking through this? Why does it matter? Yeah. Oh. A little more drama with that Humble Bundle thing from letting go of the employees. I wonder if it's just that. It's like, hey, this is business. We got to do it. And people are like, no, stand up to the man. You can't let them take your lives. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, someone posted. So this was a former creative lead. Not an executive, just a creative lead. Okay, so that's a big difference. That they were not doing a restructuring of operations. This is a total shutdown of Humble Games. Well, and you know, if it is, I mean, they could be reshuffling because there's probably things done within Humble Games that could be done within the rest of the Humble Bundle thing. Let's see. Steve Horowitz, president of technology and shopping at Ziff Davis, said the company failed multiple times to sell Humble Games before deciding to shut it down. Wow. I knew this until I forgot. Owned by Ziff Davis? They're the ones, it's like they allow certain things to linger for so long and then they get cut out. Anyway, GameSpot back in the day, right? Let's see. Horowitz said that attempts to sell the company didn't produce a viable offer or outcome. I could be looking straight and reading this. He then went on to say that the company has seen an additional millions increase in development expenses, leading to a very tough but necessary decision to restructure. Yeah, once you get into game development, that's tough. I think a lot of it just has to do with the economy. Like, I bet if the economy wasn't the way it was, they could probably stick with it. So, you know, R.I.P. It's sad. It's drama because I think people are just sad. You know, I get it. So anyway, that was fun. Oh, I love the red. It's like popping. The sun's about to go down. So it's just the right light. And it shows the imperfections. Who cares? Anyway, guys, that was a lot of fun. I love doing it. This time I have so much energy. Why do I have so much energy? It's getting awkward, isn't it? I'm just kind of lingering. I'm not really like ending this yet. I'm enjoying this popping red shirt. Yeah, but really, guys, thanks for watching. I know this wasn't a live one where I could interact with the chat, but shout out GMKillX, Ultronymous, Steven, you know, Ian shows up, all the new people that show up. Super appreciate when I see you guys in chat. I love doing this. So much fun talking about games. But I've hit the 30. I'm going to go. Have a good rest of the day. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Oh, I can do this.